So when I was painting the epoxy primer and several other things, as hot as it is, my compressor is just spitting out all kinds of water. I've got a couple of small regular water traps on there, and then obviously, you know, drain plug at the bottom and all that stuff. And man, the shop is utterly destroyed right now. We've tried like several different air conditioning configurations to cool it off, to no avail thus far. But anyways, I digress. So anyways, I'm having a lot of problem with water in my compressor. So what I'm building here is a water trap. So this, basically what happens is the air comes in and just goes up and down around this. But as it goes down, it hits this bottom section here, and the physical force of it hitting separates the water out. Plus this acts as a cooler, which also helps condense the air and let the water out of it as well. So these legs coming off the bottom will have these spigots, these valves on the bottom, so I can drain off water. There'll be 4 of them. This is about 30 feet of, I'm just using mild. I was going to use copper to do this, but this is 1/8 wall square tubing. It's just scrap stuff that I had floating around. So yes, it will eventually rust, but you know, the insides of everything else in the compressor are mild steel as well. So, I mean, it should last at least as long as the compressor does, and it's only got a few years left before it gets completely rebuilt anyways. So, but anyways, I'm just using these ball valves here to drain stuff off. These are 1/2-inch fittings. I just bought some little 1/2-inch connectors. I'm going to cut these in half and weld each half to the bottom here so I can attach all that to there. And then as this comes around, like I said, I've got the small trap that comes out with a regulator that'll feed into this. It'll go through all of this. I'll have 4 places I can drain out here, and then this will come into a desiccant dryer just to get whatever minor bits of ambient moisture are left in the compressed air out before feeding off to everything that I'm doing with the spray gun or tools or whatever it is. But anyways, just kind of show you what I've done here. I'm just making 90-degree cuts and welding it all together. You know, you could do T-fittings with copper pipe, but it's about $60 for 10 feet of it now. And this is free stuff I had floating around. So just 90ing in, 90ing down, and then what I'm doing over here to get my dog leg is I've just cut a notch out. So unfortunately, these links were only about 3 feet, a little over 3 feet. So I'm having to extend these down, and then I'm welding this 90 here into the square cut there, and I'll weld all the way around that. Like I said, so pretty basic stuff here. Just thought I'd show you what I had going on, and then I'll bring you back a couple of steps along the way as I start getting stuff tacked together, so you can kind of see what the overall function is supposed to look like. All right, so everything is tacked together now. So just kind of went through, tacked it. So again, this will be my inlet. This will be my outlet going to a desiccant dryer over here. These, I will cut these in half, come off there. Each one of these will have a valve to drain. So there'll be 4 drains on the bottom of this. 1 drain coming in here, and then out to the regulator, etc. So that's where we're at so far. I'm going to weld this thing all the way up, kind of get it cleaned up, and move on to the next bit, which is figuring out how to make a mounting bracket to hook it to the compressor over there. All right, so we've got the entire thing hooked up, giant booger welds, because it kept having pinholes and leaks, so I just laid giant fat beads over everything. I still have 1 pinhole leak down here I'm gonna have to address, but for right now it's fine. I only need about 25 PSI to paint. The little GE water filter desiccant dryer setup seems to be working. I'm not sure which. Okay, so we're running through the filter there. We're about to test and see what flow looks like on here with my gun. But all of that, again, should come out of here. I'm regulated. Currently running just under 100 PSI out of my regulator. and a little over 100 in the tank itself. So less than the 125 these are rated at for sure. Anyways, just running this lead here. We'll get all this stuff kind of cleaned up later, but right now this is just kind of a test run. We're gonna spray some parts down, and you dropped your keys. We're gonna spray some parts down with some more epoxy sealer primer, and well, I guess technically it's epoxy sealer, it's not primer, but anyways, so we're gonna give all this stuff a shot. I'm running the actual water filter itself in here, the Element. I have a PVC pipe that a lot of people run with that, so we're gonna see how that works. For now, I stuffed some stainless steel scrubby pad all the way around the top there just to see what it looks like. Let's test airflow real quick. Let's see what happens. It seems it has pressure. It appears to have pressure. So we'll run this for an hour or two, see how much water we collect, and we'll come back. All right, so we've been running this for, I don't know, an hour or so, doing the cooling off all the welds on that end of the world. So Craig is gonna genuflect and crawl out from under the car so we can come see it. Hey, Craig. So let's see how much water it's collected. And you can kind of see there's kind of a dark line forming up here. That's the moisture. Dry. Well, there we have it. Yay!
Tear them out.
Turn that off.
Surprisingly well.
That is quite a bit of water caught that would have otherwise been coming out the other end. Took over an hour for any noticeable moisture to come out the other end there. So still got a little tinkering to do with it, I think, but all in all, working great.